crispy, spicy, tangy chicken. This is a Indo-Chinese classic. Here's my version of chicken Manchurian. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Flavor Fridays. It's Cher here at School of Wok. So, chicken Manchurian, that is what we're making today, okay? So, deep fried chicken. If you don't like deep fried chicken, look away now, okay? So, to start off, we have just cut up a couple of peppers, so a green pepper and a red pepper. Also half a red onion, plus some garlic, and also some bird's eye chilies. So I'm using 2 red and 2 green today. Kind of split them in half. If you wanted your chicken Manchurian a little bit more spicy, you can obviously cut your chilies down a little bit more as well, or add more chilies. So besides the vegetables, we also made up a sauce. The sauce is made up of oyster sauce. We have got also some light soy sauce in there, some white wine vinegar, some light brown sugar, some ketchup, and also, just to give it a little bit more of a kick, we've added in a little bit of sambal because I always have sambal lying around in the fridge. So that's a sambal made up from some dried shrimps, otherwise known as heibi sambal, if anyone knows that. So next up, we're just going to take care of the chicken. So we've got some chicken thighs just cut into sort of 1-inch chunks here, which I'm going to just very quickly make a cornflour batter for it. And I'm just going to crack a couple of egg whites in here. So hands, again, best tools in the kitchen. We're just going to go in there and just kind of work the egg whites through the chicken. And in here I've got some corn flour as well. Just going to get enough of that in there to make a nice coating. So make sure you really work the mixture thoroughly. You don't want any dry, uncoated pieces of chicken. You definitely want every piece to be nicely coated. Okay, that's going to create a nice protective barrier, if you will, for the chicken when it goes into the hot oil for deep frying. So oil now is pretty hot, enough to make a chopstick sizzle. So that is exactly how you test for when your oil is hot enough. So that's all good to go. I'd say that's roughly about 170 degrees Celsius. If you're working in Fahrenheit, that is going to be
a lot higher.
A lot higher. So we are going to just very carefully take pieces of the chicken and we're just going to very carefully drop that in. And don't worry if they start to kind of stick to one another in the wok. That's really normal. Just don't touch them. Let them kind of crisp up, and then once they form a nice skin on the outside, then they're much easier to separate. Great, so just looking at our chicken pieces, so they should be light golden brown in color. Got a nice batter there, and also there's a lot less sizzling now, which means that the chicken is already done. So just gonna turn the heat down and fish out my chicken. Just gonna drain them on some kitchen paper. Right, stir frying. This is gonna go quick, so we need to just get the wok on super, super hot. Hotter than you feel comfortable generally is my kind of suggestion, but only to the point of safety, right? So you gotta be safe, okay? Couple of tablespoons of oil just down the side. And I'm just gonna go in with, first of all, my red onions. And also my garlic. So garlic can burn very quickly, so you do need to watch this. Implement of choice, my ladle. I'm just going to stir fry, okay? So just stirring, making sure that you really watch the garlic, make sure it doesn't burn. I've got lots of onions trying to escape from my wok. Chilies can go in. Just want to bloom the chilies as well. Red peppers, in they go. Let those peppers make some nice contact with the wok. Like I said, this is a quick stir fry. It doesn't take very long because that heat from the wok, that's immense. And you want that nice hot wok because that is going to give your food a bit of that wok hay. Ooh, it's hot. Okay, bit of a stir. Back down, and we're just gonna get our sauce in. So remember our sauce that we made up earlier. In it goes. Nice bit of sizzle. Now, sauce is a bit dry, so I will go in with about roughly 80 to 100 mils of water. Because with a chicken Manchurian, it should be a relatively thick sauce. It's a runnier, I would say, compared to say, sweet and sour. So you want a little bit of that runny sauce, because that is kind of typical of what they serve in Indo-Chinese restaurant. Chicken Manchurian, by the way, it's lots of different versions out there. Today I'm doing a sort of more Indian Chinese version of it. So essentially, the pepper is actually being cooked also within that sauce, i.e. it's actually simmering away in that sauce. Now, I'm going to thicken it ever so slightly with a tiny bit of cornstarch slurry. The cornstarch slurry also gives the sauce a little bit of that glossy shine, which is what you want. Add a little bit more if you think it should be a little bit thicker. So apparently it's so smoky from the chilies that all the crew here are sneezing away. That's all right. I'm still here, so chicken can go in. And then I'm just going to coat this now with the sauce. And looking at it, it's a little bit thick. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of water there just to thin it out so slightly. And that is the chicken Manchurian done. So literally just once the sauce is wrapped all around the chicken, time to plate up. And then just a nice sprinkle of spring onions just over the top, just to garnish. There you go. So chicken Manchurian. Time to have a little bit of a taste test. I might grab a tiny, tiny bit. Still very, very hot. Steaming hot, can you see? Oh. It's definitely a bit of heat in there. Chicken is nicely coated, still a bit of crunch from the batter. So nice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Till next time, take care. Bye bye.